Hi guys, only 2 more days until Christmas break. The last assignment that you'll complete before we break and see each other next year is a compare and contrast essay. We're halfway through Among the Hidden and we've been introduced to 2 major characters, Luke Garner and Jen Talbot. When we talk about compare and contrast, compare looks at the way that things are similar or alike, things that people have in common. So when we compare Jen and Luke, we're looking at the things that are similar between the two of them. When we talk about contrast, that's looking at how Luke and Jen are different or not alike. So the things that make them unique, especially compared to each other. You will write a paragraph, and today I'm going to show you 2 easy ways to organize your thoughts. One is an outline, like we've seen before, and you guys are very good at writing these. Another is a Venn diagram. The 2 ways that I'm going to show you are ways to outline your thoughts, not what you should turn in for your assignment. I expect you to turn in a full paragraph, but I'm going to show you 2 outlines to help you organize your thoughts, to compare and contrast Luke and Jen. The first thing you should have is a topic sentence. Our topic here is Luke Garner and Jen Talbot are 2 of the main characters in the novel Among the Hidden. We're going to look at key ideas, and those are starred, and then details are given black bullet points. So the major idea, or the key idea, would be to introduce your characters. Who are Luke and Jen? Where do we know them from? What are the similarities, the things that they have in common? Things like they live in the same neighborhood, they're both young, they both spend a lot of time alone because they're shadow children. If you mention that they're shadow children, it's important to explain what a shadow child is. Those are all basic things that make Luke and Jen similar. We're also going to look at their differences. What is not the same about Luke and Jen? That would be things like their economic status. Who has more money? How does that affect the way that they live? What's their attitude like? How are they different in their attitudes? Is Luke more quiet and Jen more sassy? And how does that affect the way that they live their lives as shadow children? Then finally, who do you relate to? What character do you like best or feel like you would get along with best? Or maybe the one that you're most like? Why do you relate to that character? So if we look at these, sorry, there might be a little typo in here. That's the outline idea, okay? And you can organize your thoughts and flesh out those ideas in an outline. The other thing you can do is make a Venn diagram. Each of these people, or each of these characters, have their own circles. So here's a circle for Luke and what we know about Luke. Here's a circle for Jen. And then what's in the middle where these circles cross is the things that both of these characters have in common. For example, Luke, we know, is very poor, but Jen is rich. Her dad works for the government. Luke's dad is a farmer. The government has taken a lot of Luke's land and his family's land, and so they don't have the property they used to, and they don't have the animals that they used to get money. Jen's family doesn't worry about that. They have potato chips. Remember, Luke's mom saved a bag of potato chips for years because it was so hard for them to come by. While Jen's family has potato chips, you could note that Luke's family is able to eat meat because they trade with other people in their neighborhood. And Jen's family doesn't eat meat. The government wants people to become vegetarians. Luke's never been out of his house, but Jen goes to the mall and pretends to be a niece. So she's been able to go shopping. She has a card. She's able to see the world. And Luke has never been outside of his yard. I would venture to say that because Luke's never been anywhere before, that he's probably more shy and more afraid of things, where Jen's been outside, so she knows what the world looks like, so she's not as afraid of people or putting herself out there to protect herself as a shadow child. Luke wants to tell his parents about Jen, does not interact with people or go outside, while Jen goes outside frequently, and she talks to other people. She doesn't want to tell her parents about Luke, but she advocates for herself and for other shadow children. Remember, she wants to form that rally so that she can tell members of the government that all of these shadow children exist and that they should be taken care of and treated like everybody else. And Luke's not so sure he wants to do that. Luke is very obedient, so even though he goes to Jen's house, he listens to his parents, and he's very shy. He keeps things inside. Jen is not shy, and she's disobedient. She does things without her parents knowing all the time. And she talks to people her own age. Let's see, the things that these characters have in common. They're both shadow children, so third children who are legal. They do disobey their parents. They're both relatively young. They spend most of their time alone. And they don't get to go to school. So that would be a Venn diagram, a way to organize your thoughts. You're welcome to use these thoughts and these examples to help you write your essay or your paragraph. Your assignment is to write a topic sentence, a sentence to introduce Luke and Jen and who their characters are, 2 things that are the same about Luke and Jen, 2 differences, and then who you relate to and why. This should be a total of at least 5 sentences, and you get bonus points if you give the similarity and an example from the story. So this is a great way. I don't give bonus points often, but this is a great way to get some bonus points on your assignment. So again, this paragraph is due on Tuesday. So you've got Monday and Tuesday to write the paragraph. You need to have 2 similarities between Luke and Jen, 2 differences, and use examples from the text to highlight those similarities and differences. Okay? You should have at least 5 complete sentences with your paragraph. I will be available on Tuesday for a Google Meet. Good luck.